kind of coaching everyone individually, and trying to get us better every day.
Do you like hitting the sled?
Oh yeah, I mean I think that's where the line's where you build the sled. So I've really enjoyed that facet, and I'm getting used to it and the new techniques we're doing. So yeah.
Have you ever done that in high school? Or?
Yeah, of course. I've done more of the 5-man sled as more of a culture thing to kind of build a little pride and get you in condition. So, but yeah, it's nice to kind of learn technique on the 1-man.
How different does it feel for you with a full year starting with the ball?
Oh yeah, I mean there's just a few practices of spring ball so far. Like the game's starting to slow down. It's nice to kind of play the game inside the game now. Start just using different techniques and doing different types of things to improve every day.
How would you describe the relationship you and CJ have at this point?
I think after starting 13 games together last year, I think me and him have a really good rapport with each other, and kind of just getting like we know what each other are thinking every play, so it's easy to kind of communicate without actually having to communicate.
So what does that mean for this season on the field if you guys have that relationship?
You'll see a lot cleaner operation. Like probably won't have to communicate the line so much because we see a look and we both know what we're thinking. We're on the same page.
You went through at the end of the season or in the off season. You can watch it probably yourself. Broke down a year of starting. What did you see?
I saw something like the first game Minnesota. It was like kind of weird going back and watching that. Like I felt like a little kid watching it, and as the year progressed, you kind of see it. Once I got to like the Rose Bowl, it was like my presence on the field was a lot more calm. I wasn't kind of looking around, bouncing around before every play. So I think just to settle down the calmness of myself is something I really know.
Did you sense that while you were in it, or?
Yeah. I mean, as the season went on, by week 8, week 9, there, kind of when you're in the thick of it, going through the run of the Big Ten schedule, you really feel how much difference and how much confidence you start playing with. So.
How would you describe your football IQ at this point?
I think it's definitely pretty high. I think I really love to study the game. It's kind of one of my biggest trademarks that I try to impose. Also I'm not anyone with elite size or frame, but I think I do a really good job in the film room trying to get after it and trying to build there a lot.
It seems like CJ has a high football IQ as well.
Very
so
high.
When you have a center like you with that and a quarterback like that with that IQ, and you both have experience, on what level would you say you and CJ sort of understand the game?
I think we're both pretty high up there. I think we both have a great understanding, especially of our offense now, being in it for us going in the 3rd year now. So I think this season and the rest of spring ball here, you're starting to see CJ take a lot more control of the offense. He knows what he needs and what he likes. So I think it's really great.
Luke, has anybody uttered the words Notre Dame or Team Up North in the spring?
Hey, I think the Team Up North is something that's in the back of our minds. I think even like this morning there's the highlights or the Big Ten playing like the hour version of the game upstairs, and that TV almost came down. So I don't think that feeling actually sits well with anybody in this building.
You guys like eating breakfast or something, and the Big Ten Network started showing that game?
So it was a nice morning. I'll say that much. So that's a little reminder every day.
What'd you guys do for real? Just start yelling at the TV?
No, you just got to take that. It happened. You got to learn from it and build upon it. And I think it's good that it was there. We need to take that and use it and get better every day.
You seem mad about it right now.
Yeah, I'm really mad actually. Yeah.
What did that do for practice?
I think a little extra motivation right there. I think anytime you see those colors or hear that name, it's definitely clicks with you and gets you going in the morning.
What's your relationship like right now with Matt and Donovan, getting used to 2, not new guards, but guys that are going to be next to you, starting alongside you?
I think it's awesome. I think my relationship with Matt, especially last year, we played a ton of snaps together. He was kind of our utility guy. He always did what we did, and he played great. So I think me and him have a great relationship, and it's only building now. We're getting even more reps throughout spring, kind of focusing on ourselves and not so much scheme and defense.
Where have you seen it? Oh, go ahead.
So how do you see that also going after the tackles? Because the 2 guys that have been part of this and they've had plenty of snaps, and they can relay what they need, not just from you, but from the guards and from CJ. How is everybody as a unit coming together after having the season that you guys did last year?
Yeah, I think like DeJuan and Paris, are now at tackles. I think they've been doing a great job this spring, kind of getting used to, at least Paris getting used to playing outside again. And you kind of see, just from first practice to now, how much improvement and athletic he is out there. And I'm really excited to see what they're able to do, especially with CJ being able to keep that pocket clean, let him deliver the ball. It's going to be very fun to watch.
What have you seen out of Matt?
I think I said this all the time. I think Matt is he's the first offensive lineman I've ever seen that make blocking easy. Like he has like the stout strength of just when his feet in the ground, he's not going anywhere. And I think he has a raw power that is nothing like I've ever seen.
Well, I asked Paris about him and his versatility, and he said that's just kind of what the room is like. You know, you can play anywhere for the betterment of the group and things like that. I mean, do you kind of sense that? I mean, obviously you're a center, and Paris said you would play center if he had to.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you sense that as kind of an attribute of just the room as a whole?
I think that's the kind of attribute of the whole team. I think everyone's willing to do whatever they need to make the team win. I mean, look at Cade. He's been flipping back from defense to offense every week, it seems like. Just to do whatever he can to make that team better. So I think that's kind of a culture thing, not even an O-line thing, that the whole team's willing to do whatever it takes to make the team the best.
What does Donovan Jackson bring to the equation? I mean, people seem to be raving about him at the moment. You know,
he's a freak athlete. I mean, he's probably one of the fastest, strongest guys I've seen at his size. It's unbelievable. I'm just excited to be able to share a field next to him and get to see him move in action this year.
Is he built like a guard should be built? I mean, if you follow him, when you add in the speed, etc.
I think he can play all 5 positions. Like I always said to him, like maybe at the next level he can even play center. So the way he moves and the way he's able to torque his body, it's really the next level.
And can you sense Enoch Mahi was talking about how his confidence has grown.
Oh, yes.
Can you? How does that show up in him and on the field, Luke?
You can just see by the way he plays. I mean, he's just moving faster. You can tell kind of he's not thinking as much, and it's just full go for him now. And it's really exciting to see. He's another guy like Matt. It's just freaky strong. I don't know if it's that Polynesian strength or what it might be, but that kid is strong.
If you keep CJ clean this season, what will this offense be like?
I think you saw it in the Rose Bowl. I think saw flashes of it right there. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how we're able to do up front, and that's kind of in the back of our head every time. We know if we give him a clean pocket, the ball's getting out, and it's getting the best receiving corps in the country. So I'm really excited to see what we're able to do.
What do you think it will take for the running game to be more consistent on the line?
I think we had a pretty good running game last year. I know everyone kind of knocks us for it, but I think like anything, we took what we did well and we used it to go win games last year. So I think this year it's not so much about being more consistent, it's just getting better at what we need to get better at.
What sort of things do you need to get better at?
Just the basic things, staying consistent, like with blocking, staying on each other's pass, stuff like that. Basically line play.
Do you ever watch video and do you feel like you're playing with one of the elite quarterbacks in the country? I mean, do you ever sneak glances or whatever at what he brings?
Every day. I remember I used to say when I was a freshman, like when Justin was here, I would see Justin do things with the football that like he would sit behind him and looking like, is that normal? It was like you never seen it before now. Seeing CJ getting his opportunity, it's the same look. I see the ball coming over my shoulder. I'm like, that's not normal. So I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, not a lot of people talk about him running the ball like lately, like during inside run periods. You see him pull it every once in a while. He's 2 steps ahead of everyone chasing him. It's really unreal.
And the chaos that you're dealing with up front and stuff, he's dealing with that before he looks downfield, or he's compartmentalizing that. Is that amazing to you? That go ahead.
I think, like you kind of just said there, his football IQ is off the charts, and his pocket presence is even next level. I mean, I was talking with Coach Frye about the other day. The way CJ is able to field pocket, step up, and deliver the ball to places it needs to go is next level. And I mean, I think you guys all saw it at the pro day when you guys were here. Him just able to deliver the rock to the right space every single time is unreal.
Just how different is it for you this year compared to last year? You were thrown in right before the season.
Yeah, I think last year, I mean, even though everyone it seemed like I was thrown in, I think I was prepared. I prepared all off season for it. So it was something I was ready for, and just now the experience is just added bonus. So still working to get better every day.
I want to ask you about Enoch. He's went through some tough times last year. I say he had to learn to lean on you guys. What did you see from him, and how different is he now?
I mean, like Enoch says he was leaning on us, but I think we were leaning on him, honestly. I mean, that kid showed up every day with a smile on his face, ready to work. And as someone, I didn't have to, never in my life had to go through what he's had to go through. And seeing him show up every day with a smile and wanting to work and wanting to be here, there's nothing in my life that's going on that's even close. So he says he was leaning on us, but I think we were all leaning on him.
You guys, not unusual to have a new position coach as a football player. What's it been like for the room to shift from Coach Stead to Coach Frye?
I think it's been awesome. I think we all are really excited to see what we're able to do this season as an O-line. I think we know we have the talent, we got the players now. It's just execution on the field.
Are there fundamental differences between the guys? I mean, obviously they're both offensive line coaches, both done it.
Yeah, I think everyone has their difference in coaching styles. I mean, like same quarterback coach is not going to teach the same thing. Same running backs coach isn't going to teach the same thing. So there's a little differences, but at the end of the day, it's moving a guy from point A to point B against his will. So I think at the end of the day, it's all the same.
Voice is a little different, right?
Yeah, voice is a little different. So still getting used to all the nuances, but yeah, really enjoying it.
Coach Frye impression yet? Because I
I don't have one yet. He does the one like that's his one thing that we get him at all the time. So yeah, but yeah, no, I think we're all really enjoying it and just getting used to it still.
Luke, what stands out about Donovan?
I said it before. I mean, he's probably one of the strongest and fastest, freakiest guys I've seen at his size ever. I mean, he's quick, he's strong, he's able to move. The way he's able to contort his body is just next level. So.
He's the new guy. And
Yeah.
When we look at him, for Ohio State fans, we say, okay, what's the new guy going to be like?
Yeah, get ready. You'll see. September 1st, you'll see. I think everyone's going to be really surprised to see what he's able to do.
Whether it's protections or whatnot, what's the most important thing between you and CJ to be seen? Just quarterback, center, what's the most important
Yeah, I think just getting our calls from the sideline and then onto the field, recognizing the defense and what the defense is doing, and just having that rapport of, all right, we're going here, and just be on the same page.
Second year with CJ, are you noticing that it's kind of going a lot more smoothly?
Yeah, I think our communication is just next level. I think we're able to kind of see defense, give each other a look, and know what's happening, and not really have to think too much anymore about what we want to do. We just know what we have to do and we get it done.
Luke, I'm sure you probably saw Harry Miller's message on Twitter and his appearance on the Today Show and whatnot. For a teammate like yours in the same position room, almost the same position and stuff, how have you kind of been there for Harry and just have you seen him just...
Yeah, I think Harry's like one of my closest friends. So for me, I was really happy to see what he was able to do, and like even like being on social media, seeing how he was able to inspire other people to come out and share their stories. I think that was such a symbol of strength that like I don't think I would even have the courage to do that. And I was so happy for him that he was able to find happiness and peace in his life.
You talked a lot about how Ryan Day's really embraced that topic of mental health and whatnot. How have you seen Ryan really embrace that? I know he's got his own story of his own that came out last season. Just how have you seen it?
Yeah, I think Coach Day has done a great job of supporting our team and supporting all of us. He's like, everyone thinks like, oh, well, Ohio State, we live the perfect life, and from the outside, it's real easy to look that way, but nobody sees us having to wake up early, go to class, go to football, and then by the time you get home, we still have families, we still have mothers, we still have fathers, siblings. There's other stuff going on in our lives besides football and class, believe it or not. I know many people don't see that. I know Harry kind of touched on that. So I think Coach Day's done a great job with his support system that he's established here at Ohio State for us to seek help. And I think it's a big thing. I know a lot of guys on the team have seeked help, myself included. So it's an opportunity for us to not only take anything, you have to improve yourself on the field, but if you're not handling your business off the field, you can still improve.
Luke, one guy on the defensive line, defensive front, who's really caught your eye. One guy, not the whole thing.
I think
In this spring, I mean.
I know. All of them. Honest to God, I wish I could give you one. I mean, you go down the line, Jack Sawyer, JT, Ron Cage, Teron Vincent has all those, Mike Hall, Tyleek, like every guy, every day. It seems like one day one guy's a good day, the next day another guy has a good day. I mean, they're just monsters this year. I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to do sitting on the sideline. I told them don't go 3 and out too much. I mean, we need to catch our breath every once in a while too. So
yeah,
I'm really excited to see what they're able
Have
to
y'all
do.
gone against that Leo? Have they showed that Leo look to you guys? And from an adjustment standpoint, what kind of problems do you think that will give another offensive line?
Yeah, they haven't shown it yet, but I'm really excited to see what they're able to do with it. I think they're calling it the jab right now, and I think it's going to progress to the Leo. So I think it's going to be an awesome thing for our defense. Got to switch up every now and then and catch offenses off guard.
Yeah, I forgot to call it the
What's
jab.
hard
I'm sorry.
about blocking or figuring out where that guy needs
I haven't seen it yet, so I think it's going to be all coach's decision of how that defense is run. I can't really talk because I haven't seen it.
Do you sense a juice about this defense that maybe wasn't there? I mean, last year. I mean, what do you sense? I guess it's different.
I think not even I think the whole team. I think last year, obviously, we maybe didn't have what it took to make it to the finish line, and we all saw that. So I think this year, even the spring practices, like you can see the intensity, and it's not that we're fighting against each other; we're fighting for each other to get better. I think one of the DB coaches said it best today. We're competing against each other to complete each other.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the iron sharpens iron mentality, and I think we really embraced that this year. And it's like family fights, families arguments, but at the end of the day, we're in the locker room chalking up, like, oh, you did this here, I did this here. Like, what were you trying to do? This is what I was trying to do, and just that rapport with each other has been really awesome to see.
In other words, as hard as y'all worked getting ready for last year and through the year, y'all now know what that wasn't good enough. I mean, what's that sense?
That wasn't good enough. I mean, plain simple, it was not good enough, and we don't want to come up short ever again. I don't think any of us have that it's a sickening feeling in our stomach. Just that thought of not being able to make it to the goals and everything we have set for each of ourselves. And even though we might have worked hard last season, this year it's just a different feeling, a different mentality. It's like, well, even though you went harder or you went hard, you can go harder. There's always another thing to accomplish.
But perfection is such a nebulous thing to chase, isn't it?
I mean, it is, but you have to chase it because even if you're not perfect, you're still going to be pretty damn good.
How much do you like football?
Love football. I don't think there isn't really a like, it's a love.
We get that, I think.
Yeah, football is everything. So, yeah.
Do you just see a different level of mentality throughout the program this year because of what you just said about last year not being good enough?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think I'm able to see it every single day. I think guys are bringing more than what they maybe had last year. They know it wasn't good enough.